Hello, hello. Here we have a human figure. You see the little thumb here, so that means his hand is open, or her hand is open, and it's facing you, so its palm is facing, thumbs up, and it's just standing neutral. So this is the little toe, and this is the big toe. So it's kind of like its belly is facing, and if it has some eyes, it would have them here. So what are all these cables and lines? Well, anyone who's seen a meridian chart may get a general gist of this. As you see, we have, for example, the bladder meridians here running down the back. There's the stomach and spleen ones more running down the front, and of course the governing and conception vessel down the front. Here, this is more or less the same as a governor and conception vessel. This orange line running down the front here, and we have the three main centers: the heart, the brain, and the more or less the bladder, but I guess you can kind of say the lower guts as well. And here, let me grab something up. Alright. You may take a look at the arteries, for example. Arteries are like big veins. You got one, got them running through the body, etc. And it looks very similar to this channel. It's because it more or less is this channel. What I've drawn here is a very simple anatomical diagram to more or less show you how this looks in an energetic way, meaning a very simple kind of how it feels in your body. For example, if you feel out your body, you have this big central channel, something in the middle of your body which kind of connects all of the organs, which I have a little stock thing here. As you see, the bladder, this would be like that lower center, while this is kind of that middle center. You see the heart is kind of in the middle, to a degree the pancreas, but it's it's a little bit off to the side. The guts are in the center somewhat, and then the what do you call it, the trachea, I think, and lots of tubing in your thyroid. You get your thymus, and eventually you have your brain, your spinal cord, running at the center of your brain. So this is running through the center of all of these things. Well, this side one, you can almost think you can almost think it's like you've got a side one, another side one, and a center one. If this is easier for you to think, just connect the side, whatever. It's kind of like that as well, where, as you see through here, it's got the spleen on the left side, the stomach on the left side, and you also have a kidney around here. You can't see it in this one. It's kind of under the lungs. Do I have a? Yes, I do. As you see here, the lungs, and you have your little kidney here. If you feel like under the rib cage a little bit, it's there, so you can think, oops, wrong one. You can think that this is the left side and this is the right side, where you get the liver, the gallbladder. Again, you've got your lung here, so it's like you can imagine it's running through there. It's running through this side of the bowel, or the left side, I believe, of the bowel is the one that exits. You can kind of think it's like a kinetic, like if you have a torso. It's like this, you've got this kinetic pressure bowing in. And all of these, they're connected to your spine and your major artery circulation, as we've shown. So when you're meditating or doing some kind of energetic exercise, these kinetically link. The outer side of the body, the leg, will link. Similarly, the underside of the arm will link to this. So just say if you have an issue around the wrist, this is a left wrist, the underside, you'll potentially have a problem around the left hip as well, the underside, or could be the lateral region. Then you might feel something around the tricep. That's it, the tricep of the arm. It's because of this kinetic chain, and I believe there might be like tendons that run through, like big tendons or something. I'm not sure. I saw that in a Mantak Cheetah book one time, but anatomically I don't really know if that's a thing or not. But if anyone's seen the 8 extraordinary vessels, a little bit pixely, but you can see this is more or less the same thing. Similar, at least. You have see, this one actually runs down the inner part of the body. This one kind of runs along the frontish. This one runs along the side back, So this one here is kind of like this one. Yeah, then you wouldn't be able to see it, but on the back side. Yeah, so this is 8 extraordinary vessels, which is I believe these are, if anything is a tendon, potentially it could be these, but I don't know, they could also be some kind of vein, because you have the meridians and you ask, are these a vein, are these a tendon, are they some other invisible energy channel? I don't know, but you can feel them. so that's something to work on. You don't particularly have to learn this. It's a little bit difficult, a little bit complicated, but just to kind of get the idea that there are these things on more or less divided parts of your body, so to speak. As you say, here you've got different divided parts. This is like perfectly somewhat divided, I guess you would say. And also that you've got a left and a right, or this would be the right. Oops, wait, no, this would be the left. If and this is the right, which looks very similar to something. I like this picture because it looks kind of like a janky 90s psychedelic rendering. Basically, this is the idea of the spheres of heaven, the idea that Mercury and this is Earth, this is the Moon, this is Mercury and Venus, and apparently they reside in the same kind of space, orbiting space away, and then they say the same heaven, and then Tiferet is the sun. Of course you got Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, Neptune, etc. Anyway, but we also have, this is basically the same image. It's the pillars. This is the black and white pillar. This would be the black and the white pillar. Funny that it's black and white here, but I believe I have this correct. I hope so. I believe this is the left side of the body and the right side of the body. The left side being, I'm pretty sure it's the feminine, and the right is the masculine. At least in Chinese medicine, you have the left kidney is the yin kidney, which is more what you tonify and help if you want the body to produce more liquids and waters. Just say if you have overheating problems, or if you're very thin, you can't put on any water or any weight. Even if you can't put much muscle on, to a degree, if your muscles are very small and condensed and hard. Same thing if you have problems on the right side. The right side is the hot, or the, well, it's not that hot, but it's, they call it the yang side. So I guess if you take yang herbs, that's what I find, is that it will stimulate the right kidney. Which kidneys are very important. They're more or less the physical production centers of the body. You know, your gonads are connected to the kidneys, so you can kind of think like your kidneys and your gonads, your nuts, your ovaries, they're only as good as your kidneys. And that produces all the hormones that makes you, grow, makes you either a male or female. So it does kind of feminize or masculinize you to a degree. Like if you focus a lot on the left side, you put on more weight, become a bit more feminine. If you focus a lot on the right side, you'll become more masculine, more thinner, I find. So balance is nice. It's always good to have a bit of balance, but sometimes you have to go more to one side or the other depending on what the deal is, etc., etc. So anyway, that's Kabbalah. So yeah, I assume you kind of know how to meditate on centers, etc., etc. But if not, then we'll go over it a little bit. What is it? You can so you can meditate on like the left or the right side, for example. Also, the way that you hold your hands, if you know the generic meditation posture, where you have your either one of your hands under the others, it's like palms up, thumbs forward, or connecting, so it's kind of making that circular shape, and it's just you're resting your, kind of looks like, I'll see if I can draw it. This is a hand, and you got your thumb here. It's connecting to another one, which is there. Hand up. Yeah, it looks like that. And it's like on your lap, so like this, connecting to your lap. If you have your right hand at the lower point, or if you have your left hand above the right hand, so to speak, the left hand resting on the right hand, that will stimulate the by the way, this is a sacral or bladder. See, this is a bladder mudra, or hand position, I should say. So it'll stimulate your bladder, just FYI. But it will stimulate the left center. Similarly, if you sit with your left foot on the floor and kind of right foot front, and then the right foot under the left left knee, and I guess the left foot under the right knee, but it's like behind the right foot, if you get what I mean. Yeah, so the opposite one, I use this one personally because it puts my energy more to the left. It kind of just chills you out. It makes you more relaxed, while the opposite one makes you more tense. I guess relaxation is yin, tension is yang. So the opposite one is where you have your left hand and then your right hand on top of the left hand. And yeah, and then you would have your right foot or leg forward and the left leg behind the left leg, and that will kind of tense you out or stress you out. It's good for mental stuff, you see, because this is more, I don't like thinking about it as masculine and feminine too much. I see left is physical and right is mental. And if you notice, women actually grow quicker than men. It's like, I think women have 7-year growth cycles, they say in Chinese medicine. Men have 8-year growth cycles, which basically means women grow 1 more year every 7 years for men growing less. You know, I guess they grow at the same. Let me like put it another way. So basically, when a woman is 21 years old, a man at the same like physical growth rate, a man would be 24. Of course, this is all variable depending on how much physical exercise, how much this person they eat, how much they rest, how much they work, etc., etc. But you know, so and then it would be like, if a man's 32, then a woman is physically, well, when a woman's physically, not physically, when a woman is like 29 and a man's 32, apparently physically they're like, you know, similar. Or would it be, wait, no, 28, woman 28, man 32, yeah. So you just keep counting that way. So it's like 7, 8, 14, 16, 21, 24, etc. So the yin energy is more physically nourishing, of course. If anyone knows about, you know, gardening, what do you need? You need good soil. Of course, you need good sun, which is the yang. But if you don't have good soil, you can't grow anything much good. So it's really up to you what kind of hand positions and leg positions you use. Again, I used to use the right one throughout like many years. I mean, I think I've done it for like 4 odd years or something. And you know, I just wanted more physical cultivation, more physical, you know, ability. It does kind of fatten you up. Like, do be warned. It's not fat like you're kind of blubbery. It's more like, if anyone's seen a pig, pigs aren't actually fat, or bears aren't actually fat. People think they are, but a lot of animals you think are bulky, they're actually really muscular. So yeah, this will make you more muscular. But it'll also kind of make you a bit more fat. So it's kind of like you got a bit of fat and muscle. Yeah, so just be warned, you know. I mean, I think that's nice on a woman, or I think it's nice personally, because, you know, your body is how you feel, it is how you are. The spirit and the soul rests in the body, and it takes the form of the body. While opposite, the right side, you know, the more masculine, the tense side, it'll pull in the energy. See, all this stuff's opposite. It's like, wouldn't that be more yin? I mean, wouldn't that be, yeah, yin or feminine or whatever, to pull it into the bones? And technically, yes, it is. But you know, it's like opposites. So yeah, whatever. Everything is like this weird zigzag in esoteric fields, which is what makes it really difficult to pin down and wrap your head around. So you just kind of have to get your own experience. But anyway, yeah, this is more for like scholars and all that, and people who are just really heady, because it'll hyper stimulate your mind, so you'll feel like a void, or not like a pressure in here, which kind of pulls up. And you know, the kidneys will produce like hormones or whatever that'll push, it'll like take lower energy and make it up, which is kind of why it's better to just be in the middle somewhat. But you know, it's all up to you whether you want to develop left-leaning characteristics or right-leaning characteristics. If we take a look at the Kabbalah again, Gebura and Binah, which is Saturn, and see, this is perfect actually. Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Binah, Gebura, and Hod. Logical, you know, logic. These are all incredibly masculine and male qualities. Yes, Mars, of course, is that warrior nature, that kind of just you wanna just fucking fight and just go crazy and just, you know, destroy everything. You want to be like a warrior. It's like a little kid. If you're a boy, you just want to, you know, run around and piss everyone off. And of course, some are more like Mercury. They're more, you know, they just want to think about things and be intellectual, whatever. But yes, these are very masculine qualities. I think Saturn, of course, is the more restrictive, the more what would you say? Yeah, just as I said, it produces that effect on your body where it makes you look very Saturnian. So a Saturnian person's skinny. They're very very skinny, very because they're always focused on their bones. It also makes you look a bit more ripped. So you know, I guess people who like that model look. Personally, I don't, because it's kind of infertile. You know, you need a bit of fat on you to for those reasons. Anyway, so the opposite, the left path, Hokmah, which is Neptune. So you got like the creative mind and the more, you know, stuck mind, I guess you'd say, the more salted earthly mind. Hesed and Zak, which is Jupiter and Venus. Of course, Venus, you know, the beauty. Venus and Mercury were husband and wife, I believe, in the mythology. So it's kind of funny that they, you know, left and right. But anyway, yeah, these qualities, the more Jupiterian people are more, they look like they drink a lot of alcohol. Or Venusian people, you know, Venus is the, you know, the drinkers of alcohol, the enjoyers of pleasure and all that, which it kind of opens you up a bit more to, you know, the feminine side is a bit more, opens you up to like pleasure and jovialness, which is kind of like being a cool person that everyone likes to hear and likes to listen to, and just kind of being a good guy, almost like a very expansive, very welcoming, very compassionate and all that kind of stuff. So you can see these are like the qualities, left and right qualities. Of course, I personally don't really use Kabbalah because I don't want to learn the Hebrew language. You really, if you're not learning Hebrew, you're not really giving it its full due, I guess you could say. And then of course we have the center point. See the bladder, the heart, or, you know, you could think the solar plexus to an extent, and this is kind of the throat, and then the crown of the brain, or the yeah, the what do you call it? This part here, cerebrum. I think it's cerebrum, and then you got cerebellum behind there. So yeah, that's kind of just like an idea of I hope you know how to use this stuff. Or I hope it kind of explain. Essentially, you just go into meditation and focus on these left and right, and you put your arm involved as well, left and right channels, and then the middle channel, and just kind of get a sense for, or use the mudras that I said. Whatever hand, whatever side you want to focus on, that is the first hand, the bottom hand. So left at the bottom, right at the top, thumbs connecting is left, vice versa is right. And yeah, just kind of focus on, of course, the centers as well. And then you'll kind of feel the kidneys, feel out the kidneys or whatever, and you'll just get a basic idea. You could even do Kabbalistic meditation, which is kind of like focusing on the left and right parts of the chest. I see this more like the belly-ish region, and then this is like the bladder. These are kind of the hips, left and right, the hips, or the large intestine. This is kind of like the stomach and like the liver. I guess depending on what you want to see. This could be the head. This could be like the lungs or the sides of the head. It's all up to. There's points all over the body, and really exploration within yourself is how you practice this stuff. But otherwise, I did do another video a little while ago on basic energy cultivation and such, talking about the centers, the blood vessels, the dantians, the centers, and that may help you to kind of understand how to use this a bit more. But I guess how I use it is just say if I have a problem on the left or the right side, I can think like, okay, I have a problem on this channel or this area. Of course, if we have this one, yeah, like the left, you can think the whole left side is kind of connected, the whole right. Of course, this green channel is more connected. This channel here is more connected again, and all these. So it's like if you have a problem on one channel, you go from thinking like, okay, I just have maybe you have like a liver or stomach problem, and you think, okay, I have an entire problem with this area, because maybe you hurt your arm, and then your liver starts hurting, or your knee starts hurting, or whatever, and then you can understand it a bit more and understand how this works. Anyway, as a final thing, of course, legally, this is not medical advice. This is more, I'm not a medical practitioner. This is more coming under like a esoteric pseudoscience stuff. You all know the gist of this. You all know how it goes. Yeah, just practice this stuff. It's not something that you intellectualize too much. Like you feel it out. Use your feeling. Or for those who, I don't know, use some other sense or some other way. But yeah, you'll get what I mean once you practice it and try it out enough. So have fun.